te vibra cual tambor. Es una máquina en construida, su fuerza nace del dolor. Divino ser capaz de crear vida. Madre tierra, fruto de la creación. Diste vida a cada hijo que nació. Amamantas, bocas sedientas de amor. Y no pides nada a cambio.
As so many have found throughout history, it's easy to fall in love with Portugal. She is mysterious and beautiful, and she has endured and survived many things. The remnants of her former glories, her sprawling castles, grand cathedrals, and monuments of daring explorers and adventurers still continue to enchant us. You fall into a trance here. You think no matter what, this beautiful dream will last forever. And then suddenly, everything gets real. In 1928, Portugal was divided and in crisis, and it saw itself besieged by enemies within. It was struggling with huge financial issues and dangerous power plays, with one political coup after another. Antonio Salazar came in seeming like at first a hero, instituting broad reforms and stabilizing Portugal financially and politically. One of the notable features of the Estado Novo was its use of repression to silence opposition. Salazar's regime utilized the international and state defense police to suppress the dissenting voices and maintain strict control over public discourse. For more than 40 years, Salazar's regime held the country and its culture at a standstill, until at last the regime was overthrown with the almost bloodless Carnation Revolution in 1974. More than 50 years later, this is what he left behind: the Portugal that is still slowly recovering from the after effects of oppression. The Portugal in which its people still live today. So, this is not a video about monuments or statues or treasures of antiquity. This is about people, often extraordinary ones, living their lives in the Portugal you don't see much of in the travel guides or YouTube vlogs.
My name is Sandra. I am a cook. I work with a chef here in Santo Tirso, Miguel Cizeron. We have a restaurant, Cis Food and Wine. When I was 50, I discovered a new me.
So you were a lawyer.
But I didn't like to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
I had a friend, Miguel. First he told me, why don't you come and we need someone to help us to to do the dishes. I went on the weekends, I go there and start doing the dishes. And then Miguel needed a cook. And I said to him, may I go there and try? Because I always loved to cook. And then there I discovered myself again. You can discover yourself in all of phases till the end of life. There is no age to stop discovering yourself. I think the most beautiful thing is here in the kitchen. I can join all the things I've done because there is management, there is law, there is feeling. For me, cooking is a way of express myself. So I discovered an artistic part of me I didn't know I have, and I loved that.
So what was it like growing up in Portugal?
It was great. At some ages, it's difficult. Now I look back and I think I had a fantastic youth because I had the chance to know all the small cultures of a region. Different people with different mindsets, different ways to see life. Santis was a small village and now it is much bigger. There are many people coming from other places. I lived in Algarve till I was 12 years old, and people were much more open than when I came to Santo Tirso in the 80s. People here was much closed. Then I lived that difficult period after dictatorship. It was the beginning of politics, the beginning of the parties. There is a discredibility, I don't know if you say.
Yes.
Credibility.
Nowadays in Portugal because of the way people look at the politics and the way they do politics. And it's sad because we are a lovely country, we are a small country, we have everything here. We have the sea, we have the interior, and I think Portugal is a beautiful country. It's nice to live here because we are small but we are all different. From region to region, I think Portuguese people are friendly to others.
There's a real sense of, like you said, Portuguese being so nice. We meet Tigas,
Yes.
and then we meet you, and
Yes.
we meet other people.
Yes, really nice people, as you, coming to live here, and I think Santis is a nice place to live.
How important is it to you to have art, music, or creativity in your life?
It's really important because in the kitchen, Miguel laughs at me because I tell him I'm ascending to my inner self somewhere in the cosmos, and I'm getting information, But for me, it's a way of expressing myself, All my life come to a point when all my experiences and all my knowledge is put on a plate, There is so much of me, so much of my background, of my family, of my studies. Everything is there. Yes.
And it's our favorite restaurant.
Oh, thank you.
And everybody should go.
Yes, that was amazing. And thank you so much for talking with
Okay.
us and sharing about your life and your cooking. And thank you so much.
Thank
Cheers.
you. Cheers.
For us, it's about the genuine kindness of those who welcome strangers generously, like our neighbors Luisa and Yacaro at our house in Porto, who often invited us to parties that they held for their close friends. about the cafe and business owners who have offered friendship and guidance, and all the colorful, fascinating people we've met along the way. It's about people like our neighbor Lourdes at our new home, who always greets us with her hearty shouts, blowing kisses to us, and often knocking on our door to give us abundant treasures of produce from her garden. And it's about the people of our community who welcome us and share their lives, their dreams, their struggles, and their art with us. It's the people like this that make up Portugal.
Hello, my name is Josune. I'm a singer-songwriter from Venezuela, but from a Spanish family. My mom is from the Basque Country and my dad is from Galicia in Spain. And I've been living in Portugal for almost 8 years now. And in this place in the close to Santo Tirso in Monte Cordova, I'm living for almost 4 years. I got a grant to study in Paris and then a grant to study in Sao Paulo. So I was living in Brazil for, more or less 5 years, coming back to Spain and then going back to São Paulo. It was in Brazil that I decided that I just wanted to do music for a living. And so, because of my parents, because they live in Galicia, so it's pretty close by here to the north of Portugal, I decided to come to Porto. And then I lived in Porto for 5 years, but I decided that I want to move to the countryside, and so I came to Alminhas, this place where I live right now. I started to learn Portuguese from the faculty, from the university. I did this extra course about Portuguese because I was singing already bossa nova, and I wanted to get to understand the words and pronounce better. And thanks to that little course, I got the scholarship to São Paulo. And then I moved to São Paulo, and I really believe when you learn a language, you just have to expose yourself and just make mistakes and learn. But I just feel good here. But I think feeling good in a place, it's not about the place. It's about where and who are you in that moment of your life. I think it's related to the professional side and to the personal side. I've been really pushed to be here rather than Spain because I receive a lot more incentives. Incentives, you say in English? Yeah. Like to be living here as an artist. I think I stand out more here, even though I'm Spanish and I'm Venezuelan. So I'm from the world. It's very difficult for me to say I'm from one place.
If you could put Portugal in a word or a sentence, do you have a way that you would summarize?
Yeah, actually peaceful would be a very good word. People here are really honest. Here, particularly in the north of Portugal, there's a freedom and peace.
How important is community to you?
That's fundamental. I think it's really needed nowadays, to be in contact with our neighbors. We are just, brothers and sisters from this beautiful planet Earth. I think everyone is an artist if you think about that, because you make art not only making music or making a painting or making whatever that's considered art nowadays, but you make art how you treat people, it's an art. How you cook and receive someone, it's an art.
Yeah.
How you I don't know. You can be an artist in so many different ways. So we should embrace our artistic side a lot more, because that's what we're here. That's what we're meant to be and meant to do.
Portugal is changing, and the people who live here are changing with it. They are finding their voices and opening to new ideas while still cherishing the cultural landmarks that make this country unique. To the people of Portugal, community is everything. And it's been a privilege to be invited inside closed doors and to be welcomed as part of a vibrant, colorful family that is quickly becoming our own.